and I decided to do my final on what really makes a good manager. And so, what makes a good manager is someone who has good management skills. They have to be able to have human skills, be able to talk to people, lead people, motivate, things like that. They also have to know what they're talking about when they talk about the job and know how to talk to their employees about the job and have technical skills. And they also have to be able to have conceptual skills, be able to think analytically, understand how the business works, and be able to project where the company is going, things like that. And having these skills are very valuable for companies. And so, if you have these skills, it does make you a lot more hireable for these companies. They also have to know the management process and do it well. There's four parts of the process: planning, organizing, leading, controlling. All are very self explanatory. Planning is just setting goals and figuring out how to achieve them. Organizing is arranging tasks, people, and resources to accomplish work the way you want it done and how fast you want it done. Leading, being able to motivate and direct these people to work to the best of their abilities and to achieve the goals, and being able to monitor their performance and compare to company goals and even your past performance. Another big part is ethics. Ethics are very big in management because if you don't have good ethics or values, your company won't be valued and trusted among others and among customers. Ethics are basically just standards of right and wrong that determines behavior, and values are underlying beliefs that determine behavior. And so there's a lot of unethical behaviors such as misusing company time, theft, abusive behavior, things like that. And that won't last in management. If you're a manager that has that, you won't last. And so to be a good manager, you must have good ethics and values. It's not a yes or no. You have to have it. And so I think it's one of the most vital parts of being a manager. They also have to have set really good goals. If you have bad goals, your company will perform as well as it could and as it should. They need to have what's known as SMART goals. So they need to have specific goals, which basically is exactly how it sounds. You got to be specific with your goals. You can't be vague. You have to know what you want to achieve and go after it, not set big, broad goals that no one really knows how to achieve. And they have to be measurable. You want to be able to quantify it if possible, and basically just be able to measure how well you're doing to see if you're on the right track. They have to be attainable, right? You can't make goals that are just impossible and impossible for you to achieve because you're setting yourself up for failure at that rate. And they have to be results oriented. They should support the organization's visions. They should be able to you should be able to look at the results and be like, okay, we're doing a good job or we're not doing a good job. And they need to have target dates. You got to be able to have an end date period so you can look back and see how you did. You can't just keep going and hope you eventually get there. You got to have periods where you can stop, look at your progress, and see if you're making good strides to achieve your goal, or even if you did achieve your goal. Along with goals, you got to have good strategies to achieve said goals. Managers need to be able to establish the mission, assess current situations, create functional strategies, execute strategies, and maintain strategic control. The success of the company will come down to people, strategies, and operations. So these strategies are very vital to the company. They consider how success will be accomplished. And so without good strategies, again, you will not be as successful as the business can be. One of the bigger things is you gotta be able to make decisions, right? Managers are hired to make decisions and lead, and so if you can't make decisions, you will not be a good manager. And there's two types of decision making. There's rational and non-rational. Rational is what people or managers should make decisions based on. It's based on logic and is really just focused on what's best for the business. But that's in the best case scenario. There's going to be times where you don't know the future. You're not going to be able to look at data, things like that, and make confident logic decisions. And that's when non-rational decisions come into play. And that's when you just don't know the future sometimes for certain. And so it's hard to make the best decisions, and you have to go with what you know and make the best decisions of your ability. And so when you get hired on as a manager, you got to be able to build a culture. You got to be able to go in there and basically build an environment that people like working at, you like working at, and it's an overall happy and successful business. There's four types of cultures: clan, autocracy, market, and hierarchy. All are similar. They have key little differences here and there. Some are focused on the external environment, some are focused on the internal environment, things like that. But overall, they all help the business provide better things, better customer service, and provide better work environments for the employees and the managers. And just it's overall just better if you have a great culture, and then the company will perform better. And another thing a manager has to be able to do is understand employees. Employees make the company go. So if you don't have a good touch on them, you're going to lose control of them, and it's going to be really hard for you to achieve the success the business can. So if a manager is able to successfully understand their employees and be relatable to them, the business will do a lot better. And so when you do this, it all starts when you bring in the employee, right? When you hire someone, you got to make sure you're bringing in the right group of people. If you bring in people that are troublemakers, and basically cause problems for everyone, it's not the right people, and it's going to make it harder. It's going to make your life harder, make the business harder, and you just don't want that. So if you bring in the right people, it's easier for you to do your job, for them to do their job, and everyone's happier. But it also continues after you bring them in, because you have to treat them right. If you don't treat them with respect, you don't give them the right needs and listen to them, they won't respect you, they won't listen to you, and that's when you'll lose control of them. And then also you need to be able to meet their needs to the best of your ability. And so the best of your ability part is because sometimes they're going to want things you can't do, right? You're a manager, not an owner. You can't decide everything for them, but you need to be able to do the best of your ability and go to bat for them and fight for them for some things that they may want that may seem right to you that they don't get. And also you have to be able to adapt. Things are constantly changing all the time. That's the one thing for sure, is that life changes, the world changes, and to be a good manager, you got to be able to react and adapt to how the world and the company is going, and be able to keep a pulse on the company to make the best next step for the company. And so there's two types of change: reactive and proactive. Reactive is when you just respond to something that has happened and you make changes after that thing has happened. Proactive is you are making changes in anticipation of what might occur, what problem might come up, and so you change something to avoid those problems. And so a great example of all these things combined is that I don't remember the exact name of the resort, but it was on the news a couple weeks ago that there was a California resort that was shut down due to COVID-19. And the owner has then come on, because the employees were scared that they were going to get fired, lose their job, lose their pay, and they were all very worried, like a lot of the world is. But the owner came on and talked to them and said that they weren't going to fire anyone, they will continue to pay them, and that he's going to take all the financial setbacks and hits. And so that showed a lot of care for the employees. It showed a lot of great management skills that I think encompass what is a great manager. He was able to listen to them, he was able to adapt, and basically he met their needs and became an overall great manager. And now those employees love him. He's building a great culture there because now he's earned their respect, and they're going to go to bat for him and fight for him and work for the best for him and his company because he was there when they needed them. And so thank you. I appreciate you for watching this. This class taught me, a lot about management, because I play basketball. So for me, I look at it as leadership. And so I've been a leader before, and I wasn't the best, I'll be honest. And I think honestly, this class will helped me become a little bit better at some of these things, because, as a basketball player, you focus on performance, right? It's all, what did you do last game, this season, things like that. But this class really taught me that it's a lot more off the court or off the field type things that improve your leadership skills, right? Like, are you there for them when they're failing a class? Are you there for them when they're struggling with, personal problems? Like, you got to be there all the time. And I think this class overall just helped me become a better leader, and I guess in the future, hopefully a better manager. So again, I thank you for watching, and my name is Jerry Redwine. Bye.